So we're just going to get started this morning sitting in a nice, easy, cross-legged position. Maybe grab a cushion just to lift your hips a little higher and make it more comfortable. Great. We're just going to take a few moments here just to center ourselves, focus on your breathing, kind of like a little grounding exercise just to help you really focus in for the next 30 minutes. A nice mudra that we could do today, and that's a hand position, if you like, is to take your ring finger and your middle finger to touch, and then stretch out your index finger and your little finger. And then turn your palms so they face up, and rest the back of the hand gently on the knee. And then just close your eyes, and just focus on breathing right into the middle of your heart, into your chest. So rather than focusing on the lungs today, which we have done in the past, really feel the movement more in the center of your chest up here. And just gently and softly close the eyes. And maybe 4 or 5 deep breaths. Just really noticing the movement of the breath. Feeling the face soften, shoulders relax. Good. Allowing the mind to follow the breath. Good. Let's take one more deep breath in and exhale fully. Good. Gently just look down towards the ground, open the eyes, take the hands slowly, and we're going to spin around into cat-cow. So come onto all fours, just moving the cushion to one side. So just arms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, arch the back like a cat. So stretching the spine here, dropping the head between the arms. As you inhale, feel the spine move towards the floor. Gently look forward, and then exhale back into the big stretch. So move with your breath for a few more rounds. Just feeling the spine warm up, so we're not forcing anything, just nice gentle movements to warm up the spine. Inhaling through to cow, and exhaling to cat. Good, let's do one more round. Inhaling into cow, exhale cat, inhale cow, and then come back to a nice flat back, neutral spine. And I'll just quickly demo what we're going to do for the next round. We're going to work with the breath and synchronize the movement of the leg. So you're going to inhale to prepare, exhale round back, hold the breath and step the right foot forward so it's roughly parallel with your right hand. And then we're going to go into cow, cat stretch again, hold the breath and step the right foot back. And then we'll repeat that. So let's have a go. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold the breath, step the right foot forward. Come into cow, inhale. Exhale, cat. Hold the breath and step the right foot back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And now we'll step the left leg, holding the breath. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold the breath, slide the left foot back, breathe into cow, good, exhale cat, holding the breath, step the right foot forward, inhale cow, exhale cat, hold the breath, slide that right foot back, breathe in, cow pose, good, exhale cat, really stretch the back, hold the breath and step the left foot forward, inhale cow, exhale cat, slide the left foot back, breathe in, cow, exhale, cat, holding the breath, one more time, right leg in, inhale, cow, exhale, cat, slide the right leg back, inhale, cow, exhale, cat, holding the breath, slide the left foot up so the foot's parallel with the left hand, inhale, cow, exhale, cat, slide that left foot back, good, inhale, one more cow, and just come back to a neutral spine. Good job. Let's sink back into a child's pose. Take the knees nice and wide. Hips back over the feet. feet over heels, feet flat on the floor, and then stretch the arms out. And really kind of press the fingertips into the floor here and get a nice stretch across the back of the shoulders, into the upper arm sockets. Breathe nice and deeply. And then slide the hand in. And then just rest the forehead on the folded hands, or if you like, on the stacked fist. And just relax the shoulders, give them shoulders a little wiggle for a moment. Nice couple of deep breaths here. Really breathe into the belly, into the abdomen. Here, good job. One more inhale. Exhale fully. And slowly come all the way up. And we're going to slide and just take the toes and come into tabletop and just wiggle the feet from left to right for a moment. Tuck the toes under. We're going to move into downward dog nice and slowly, keeping the knees bent if the hamstrings are feeling a little tight. So lift up and back, making that inverted V shape with the body. Step the feet back a little, maybe hands forward, keeping the hands shoulder width apart. Try and lift the hips as high as you can. Maybe keep the heels up off the floor for now. You do not need to worry about forcing them to the ground. And then you can bend the right leg and slowly sink that left ankle towards the ground. And then switch, bend the left leg, slowly sink the right ankle towards the ground. And just keep doing that at your own pace for a few more rounds. Left and then right. Maybe hearing some creaks and pops in the feet. You can also kind of wiggle the feet from right to left too as you move. Good job. And then slowly see if you can just bring the feet a little closer together. Look forward, and we're going to step that right foot up between the hands. Good, and then sink the left knee down to the floor and place the top of the foot on the ground. Now this is where you could add a cushion under that back knee to make it more comfortable. If not, just prepare for a low lunge. So we're going to come up with our hands onto our thigh. Just kind of stabilize here for a moment. Bring the hands to the hips, check in with the pelvis. Want to make sure it's not slumping forward or too far back. So you're going to have to dig your hands in, find the top of your pelvis, and bring it into that neutral position. That might bring a stretch into that left hip flexor. Just breathe and hold here for a moment, and then sweep both arms up overhead. Big stretch up here. Good. And then slowly bring the hands down to the floor. So we're going to take the hamstring stretch by sliding the hips back. Now keep that knee bent a little if your hamstrings are tight or that just feels a bit, cramped up. Everybody's different, and also we can vary from day to day, week to week. So just sink into that a little. Try to keep everything in a nice straight line. Sometimes the hips might want to swing from right to left. And then we're going to make this a little bit more dynamic. So come all the way forward and then slide all the way back. Forward and back. A few more times. Just kind of getting into the hips a little bit now and getting still into that hamstring. One more time forward and then come all the way back. Now this time, see if you can draw the toes a little bit more towards you, but lift the heart center and really fold from the hip. So avoid rounding the back like this. Try and keep that heart center lifted and draw the hips back as you draw the toes towards you. That will intensify the stretch, I'm sure. So breathe into it. And then just slowly let your foot off the gas if you like a little bit there. And then slowly take the foot to the right. And then to the left, to the right, and to the left. Good. One more time, to the right, and the left. Good. Come all the way forwards, and then just walk this right foot out to the side. So we can come into the kind of runner's lunge, bring both hands to the floor, just to the inside of that right foot. And you can stay here. If you have really open hips, you can come down towards the ground. You may like to grab your cushion here and rest on the cushion. But just sink into the hip a little bit more here. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Good. And then slowly come back up. Walk the foot back to the middle. Bring the hands up to the thigh again. Take a moment just to center yourself and then inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. This time we're going to slightly shift the heart center kind of up and back. So we really want to feel this nice back bend, looking up or forward, but just thinking of elongating the spine up and back in a nice curve. Stretch through the fingertips. Good. One more big inhale. Exhale, slowly come all the way down. Good. Let's slide that right foot back. Come to tabletop. Maybe wiggle the feet again a little bit. Good. Tuck the toes under and we'll move back into downward dog. So lifting the hips up and back. Stepping the feet till they're about hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. Really think of that back as being long and flat. Lift the hips as high as you can and then take them away from the hands. So we're really stretching out the back. You can pedal the feet again here if you'd like to. You can even roll the feet over and just massage the toes into the floor. Good. And then look forward and step the left foot up between the hands. Drop the right knee down and place the top of the foot flat on the ground. Slowly come up to your lunge, low lunge. Take a moment again to check in, finding kind of nice center here, balancing but checking in with that pelvis. Good, and then sweep the arms up overhead. Just a gentle stretch here, just beginning to open up all this connective tissue around the right hip. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, slowly coming down. So we're going to slide the hips back now. Notice if you have a difference between the right and the left here. And just hold for a moment, keeping a little bend in the knee if the hamstrings are tight. And then we're going to move forward and back a few times here. So just sliding back and then forward. Just kind of moving through that left hip. Good, using your hands on the floor to kind of guide you along. Really good. And then come all the way back. And this time, hold for a little bit longer. So we're going to make it a bit more static now. See if you can draw the toes towards you as you take the hips back. Lift the heart and fold the heart towards the leg. Rather than folding, really try to think of extending the spine and the hip as being your folding point. That's it. Good. So this can be quite an intense stretch, so breathe into it. Find a comfortable stretch, so we don't want to be kind of really grimacing here. Good, inhale, exhale. Then let the foot off the gas a little and slowly take the foot to the left and to the right. Left, so getting into the hip and the top of the hamstrings a bit more. Good. One more time to each side. Good, and then slowly come forwards. Walk the foot to the outside of your mat, bringing the hands into the middle. And again, we're just going to sink into a nice runner's lunge stretch here. If again, you can come down onto your forearms, you could grab a pillow here or your yoga block if you have one. And just hold here for a moment into this great stretch. Good. You can relax the shoulders and face. Breathe nice and deeply. Good, and then slowly walk the foot back to the middle and slide it back. Coming to tabletop again, just shaking out those feet. Good, okay. So we're going to come all the way up, slowly making your way to standing now. And we'll do a nice little chest opener quickly. So we're just going to interlace the fingers behind the hand, behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Rooting the feet into the floor, so kind of feel your heels pressing against the ground. Feet should be about shoulder width apart. And then look slowly up and forward as you stretch the hands down. Again, you can look forward if that's more comfortable, but really think of squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you. So you're really getting this nice deep stretch across the front of the sternum. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, drop the chin, relax the hands, have a little shake out. So we're going to go and practice dancer's pose today. So you want to stand kind of in the middle of your mat. And we're going to start with the right side. So you want to sweep the right arm up as if you were doing backstroke. So turn that palm to face out and then reach back for the inside of your right foot. Now if that feels uncomfortable, you can hold onto the toes. But see if you can get that nice opening for the shoulder. Good. Then stretch the left arm up overhead. Now just to prepare, what we'll do is practice kicking the foot into the hand and feeling that. So you're getting that action of beginning to open up here into the quad, into the hip flexor. That's it. So big inhale. Kick the foot into the hand and begin to fold over, putting a micro bend in that left knee. Bring the arm to parallel and kick the hand out behind you and the foot out behind you. Let's hold and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back up. Good. Release. Have a little shake out. And I'll turn around so you can see. We'll do the left side. So you want to do that big backstroke with the left arm. Turning that palm out. Pick up the left foot and reach for the inside of your left foot. So kind of around the arch, but the top of the arch. So giving this nice opening. Good. Reach the right arm up. Big inhale. And practice just kicking again the foot into the hand so you get that action. Good. So let's bend and fold forward. So you're going to put a little micro bend in the right knee, pivot over so the hand is parallel and kick away and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come all the way back up. Release. Good, and have a good shake out. Nice, let's come back down to the mat. Check. I'm going to roll down onto the ground. So rolling all the way down. Just hug the knees into the chest now, giving them a little massage. Roll from right to left. Maybe do some circles. Good. And then place the feet down onto the floor. So we're going to work on our bridge pose a little because it's a great way to kind of really open up the spine and get into the hips. So place the feet flat on the ground, hands on the ground beside you, and begin to lift the base of the spine, tilting the pelvis towards you as you roll everything up off the mat. Inhale here, lift the hips as high as you can, and then exhale, roll everything down really slowly onto the mat, making sure the base is the last thing that rolls down. Good. Let's practice that one more time. Inhaling, rolling everything up off the mat, pressing into the feet as you lift the hips up. Good, and then roll everything down nice and slowly. Good. So this time when we roll up, we're going to take the arms out behind us. So inhale, roll, lift everything up, stretch the arms out behind you. And then as you exhale, roll everything down, bring the hands down really slowly. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms, stretch them out behind you. And then exhale, roll everything down. Good. This time, keep the hands on the ground, roll the spine up, lift the hips as high as you can, maybe walk the heels in a little closer to you, push the feet into the ground as you lift the hips, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together and interlace the fingers again, this time against the ground. Press the back of the forearm into the floor, see if you can lift everything a little bit more off the ground. Let's hold here. 5, 4, keep lifting those hips. 3, 2, 1, and slowly slide the hand out from underneath you and roll back down onto the ground really slowly. Good job. When you reach the floor, hug the knees in towards you, wrap the arms around the legs and just rock from right to left. You can add a little twist by looking to the right as the knees go to the left, and then switch knees to the left, hips to the right. Good. Place the hands on the kneecaps and do some circles. Good. Going around in both directions. And then place the feet down onto the floor. Let's hug the right knee into the chest, stretch that left leg away. And just do some circles with the foot as you squeeze the right knee into the chest. And then draw the left knee over onto the ground and stretch the right arm out along the floor. So we're going to come into this spinal twist. Keep the left leg active as if you were sitting on the ground. So really pressing the foot, keeping that left leg active. And see if you can reach a little further with the right arm and draw the left leg a little further away. Good. So nice spinal twist. Take a breath. And then exhale, roll back to center nice and slow. Let's switch legs. So hug the left knee and stretch the right leg away. Do some circles with the foot. So we're just kind of loosening that foot and then hug the knee into the chest. Using the right arm, guide the left knee over and stretch the left arm out along the floor. Look at your left hand and see if you can reach it a little further away from you. And then see if you can draw that right knee a bit further away. So just going a little deeper into the twist. Keep the right foot active against the ground. Take an inhale. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Put both knees in again. Good. And then slowly cross the right leg over the left. We'll just do a little hip stretch here. You can put the hands onto the shins or the ankles or the feet and just wiggle the feet. We won't go too deep into the hip stretch. Just kind of bring the knees towards you so you feel a nice stretch over that right hip. Good. Couple of breaths and then slowly release the feet to the floor, uncross the right leg and just switch left leg over the right. Sit up, reach the shins, the ankles or the feet. And again, as you draw the knees towards you, release the head and shoulders to the ground and just take a nice stretch here, drawing the knees in until you feel a stretch over that left hip. Good. You can wiggle the feet around a little too. Couple of nice deep inhales and exhales. And then slowly release, bring the feet back down towards the ground. And just separate the feet so the knees are wide and the feet are on the outside edges of the mat. Stretch the arms out along the side of the floor, kind of at shoulder height. And then let the knees roll over to the right. And then take them over to the left. Good, one more time to each side, right, and then left. Good, and bring them back to center. And then slowly take the feet up overhead. Bring the hands around inside the soles of the feet. And again, we'll just do some happy baby. So rolling from right to left. And you can make this a little bit more active by pushing the feet up into the hands and then drawing the hands down, and that'll get into the hips a little bit more. You can take the feet a little wider until you feel a good stretch for the hips, or you can kind of bring the feet in and out or pedal them around. You can kind of just move with how your body's feeling here. You can kind of roll as well. See if you can roll all the way over, come all the way back. So this is a great inversion. So you're getting the feet higher than the head and the heart. So it's going to really help with just any fluid that accumulates in the joints. And it's a really great way to kind of aid a little bit of relaxation at the end of the weekend. But the beauty of this is you get the passive hip stretch as well. So this is a really good one. If you just wanted a 5-minute kind of refresh, you can roll around. It's a fun one to do with kids as well. Good, take one more inhale, bring the feet together, exhale and place the feet down onto the floor. Let's just stretch the legs out along the ground, stretch the arms overhead, and imagine someone's pulling your hands and pulling your feet. So you're kind of on a big stretching rack. Try to go through from the right to the left, really stretching everything out. Stretch the fingers, stretch the toes, big inhale. And then exhale, draw yourself into that tiny ball. So wrapping the hands around the shins, forehead to the knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze yourself up, up, up. And then exhale, release everything down to the ground. So here, relax the shoulders. Make sure the shoulder blades feel flat on the ground. You may need to just take a moment to kind of wiggle them. You can even lift them up off the ground and then slowly place them flat against the floor. And let's scan the body from the crown of the head down through the spine, over the arms, the back, the legs and the feet. Just allowing everything to let go for a few moments now. Taking your attention to your face, take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders sink a little closer to the ground. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, just feel the back of the hand heavy against the ground. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, feel the back of the hips heavy against the ground. Good. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, just feel the back of the ankles and the legs just resting on the ground. Taking a few moments now just to completely relax. If the mind starts to wander, just follow the breath and think of your thoughts as kind of clouds drifting by in the sky. We're not going to run after them, we're just going to observe them, just floating by, nice and softly and gently. And relaxation like this is definitely a practice as well. So whenever you need to, just come back to the breath and exhale. Feel everything just sink against the ground. Gravity is assisting you. The muscles don't have any work to do in holding you up right now. Gravity can do that for you. So really try to let the body really melt into the floor. Focusing on the breathing, inhaling, exhaling. Soft, gentle flow of air in and out of the body. Good. Let's take one more really big inhale, filling yourself up with as much air as possible. And as you exhale, stretch the arms overhead again and point and flex the toes, wiggling your fingers as well. Just bring some movement slowly back to the body. And then bend the knees, walk the feet in towards you, and just slowly roll over to the right hand side, or to whichever side is comfortable. Pressing the hands into the floor, make your way up to sitting. And just crossing the legs softly again. Just bring the hands to our heart center. So we can all come together. Thanks for practicing yoga with us today. Namaste.